Now we welcome in the guy, King McClure. Welcome to the show. We love it when you join us. And I want to ask you this because, like I said, you played with these guys. That was Scott Drew, obviously, is your former coach. So what has impressed you the most about this Baylor Bears team?
I think it's the way they bounced back from that COVID pause. They took 21 days off. If anybody knows anything about basketball, 21 days is a long time to not compete, to not play. I mean, you're literally sitting there watching other teams get better, and you're backtracking because you're not getting better. So the way that they responded, I mean, they lost to Iowa. I mean, they barely beat Iowa State, lost to Kansas, but they beat West Virginia at West Virginia, which is not easy to do. Beat an Oklahoma State team with one of the best players in America. Then they beat Texas Tech, who was probably favored to make a deep tournament run, who is very competitive. That impressed me the most because it shows that these guys are resilient and they can bounce back from whatever.
So we were talking about it earlier, though, King. It feels like some of the shine is worn off. I don't know why. Like early in the season, everybody all over Baylor. Now that conversation's dulled. Why?
Because people are crazy, honestly. Those guys are still the same. They're still the same guys. I don't see why people are saying, oh, they fell off, this and that. Yeah, they lost to Kansas. I mean, it was a fluke game. Yeah, they lost to Oklahoma State. That happens to anybody. Those guys still ended up being 20-2. 2 losses on the whole year. They're still the same team that they were earlier in this year. You saw it today against Hartford. You saw it against West Virginia. That's a tough team. It's one of the better teams in the NCAA tournament field. They're still the same teams. I don't know why people are saying they fell off.
I want to ask you a quick question about, you mentioned how you guys had that loss to Kansas. Scott Drew actually kind of foreshadowed that loss. It was really weird. He was on the radio and he said, you can't win every single game in the Big 12. And then they lost to Kansas. It was so odd. I've never seen any or heard anything like it. But I want to ask you, because the Big 12 is one of the top conferences in the nation, but also the Big 10. You've played in the Big 12. What do you think? How hard is it to play in the Big 12? Do you think that the Big 10 or the Big 12 is kind of winning this race?
I mean, if you go based off numbers, you got to go Big 10. I mean, Big 10 has, I think, 8 or 9 teams in the tournament. Big 12 has 7. I mean, me personally, I can only speak on what I know. So what I know is the Big 12, every single game when I was there was a dogfight. There was no easy win. You're going to Kansas State. You're going to Kansas. You're going to Iowa State. Then turn around going to West Virginia. There's no easy places. Honestly, Baylor was probably one of the easier places to play at just because our fans aren't as crazy as some of the other fan bases. But every night's a dogfight. So the Big 12 is hard. But if you want to go based off numbers, guess you got to go Big 10.
Okay, so we talked to Macio and we also talked to Jared Butler about another type of competition that they have. Check this out.
I saw an article about the fact that you and Jared Butler like to go head-to-head and play Uno. So I was wondering, I mean, obviously you guys are undefeated as teammates, but somebody has to be the winner and the loser in the head-to-head matchup with Uno. So who's the champion amongst you two?
The score is 11-4 right now, and I am winning.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I don't know where the shirt thing came from, but I am definitely winning the series right now by a lot.
Is that a statement to your greatness at the game or his terribleness at the game?
No, I think that I'm definitely a top 1 player in the world. So I would say it's for me.
All right, Jared, what are your thoughts on this?
I love that he brought that up. He is winning right now. He's winning. Wow. It's like 11-4.
Wow.
But it's the crazy thing is he's only gotten up in like a span of like a week. We were on the road and we played Uno for about, all day, 2 days in a row, and he won. He got lucky. And Uno's a game of runs. Anybody that plays Uno knows that. And, eventually the score's going to be, I'm going to be back up sooner or later. So.
King, what do you think? Have you ever seen them play Uno before? Have you seen this?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's 2 things right now. Number one, there's no skill when it comes to playing Uno.
Oh,
it's a game of luck.
That's a lie.
That's very true, Christine.
Blasphemous.
No,
I don't like it.
No, that's very true.
I mean, your Big 12 versus Big 10 take may have been questionable. This is an abomination. There's a ton of skill involved in Uno.
There's so much. There's some luck, but it's mostly skill.
Please help me. Please teach me the skill then, because every time I play Uno,
King, I feel like that
I
means.
win, but it's luck.
I feel like that means that you're taking L's in Uno because you're like, you just got lucky. That's just what it sounds like to me. I don't know.
It's hiding what you got left. It's trying to play the right things in the right order. Like, I'm a big Uno player, so like I take offense to this, King. I mean, this I don't do many things well, so this is on my list, dude. Like.
My bad, Fitz. And by the way, you're a great host, so you do that.
Thank you.
Well.
You know what, you're forgiven.
My bad.
Now he's forgiven. Now we're best. I do have to ask you guys an Uno question. There was some Uno controversy last year because, apparently, and look, I'll be the first to admit I never played it this way, but some people believe that you can play the draw 4 card, and if that's what you get, then you can stack a +2 card and make the next person pick up 6 instead of picking up your 4. Have you ever seen that?
Nah, that's illegal. That is not right.
But Uno had to come out and make a statement about it. I thought maybe I was missing something. Okay, carry on. That's my Uno take for the day.
Chris Colon, our producer, just said that you win by cheating, Fitz. Just FYI. Anyways, so let's move on.
Most of the time.
We asked Cassius Winston this earlier, and you obviously played in the NCAA tournament. It's a lot different than playing in the regular season. So what was it like for you playing in the tournament?
Man, my first year was not a great memory. So you literally get there and it's Baylor stuff everywhere. In the hotel, actually they bring you an NCAA plane. So you get to the plane, it's a drinks, everything you want on there, big plane. You get to the hotel, it's all Baylor stuff, fans, everything is NCAA tournament. You really feel the whole aura as soon as you get to whatever city you're playing in. However, my first NCAA experience, we played against a guy named Makai Mason. Christine, you're probably familiar with this guy.
Yes, I'm sorry this happened to you. I'm sorry this happened to you.
So we play this guy. First off, they sent us to Rhode Island. No offense to anybody watching the show, but who wants to go to Rhode Island? Why? So we go to Rhode Island. Boom. We're playing Yale, and Yale is about 45 minutes from Rhode Island. So it's basically their home, all their fans. It's like a home game for them. We play them. I think they're like a 12 seed, we're a 5 seed. They end up beating us. Makai drops 30 on us. And then that's the game where Torian Prince was like, they got more rebounds. I was just about to say that. He said. Yeah, that's that game. So that was my first experience. Wasn't a great experience. However, that next year, I ended up going to the Sweet 16, which was an amazing experience. Then went to the NIT. Then went to the second round. But overall, it's an amazing experience. It's what you dream of as a kid. It's what you always want to play in. Everybody's watching. It's just the perfect time of the year.
So stay there for a second, though, King, because, what you're talking about is sort of a lack of normalcy, right? So when you go back the second time, is it – you've been there before. So for teams that go back frequently, does it help them early rounds of the tournament, the fact that they just know how to handle that moment?
Yeah, so perfect example, when my freshman year, when we lost to Yale. So we turn around, we pretty much have the same team. We lose Torian Prince and Rico Gathers. So my sophomore year, we knew how it felt to be bounced first round. So we've been there before. We did not want that feeling. We were the 3 seed. We played, I think, the 14 seed, which is New Mexico State. And there were times in that game when we were down early on or maybe early in the second half. So we had to come together and say, hey, we know how it feels to be bounced first round. We cannot let this happen again. So to your point, yes, if you've been there before, you're experienced, you know how it goes, you know how it feels to lose, you don't want to experience that feeling, and you'll do whatever it takes to not experience what you felt before.
How does Yale get more rebounds than Baylor? How?
Oh, man.
Well, they grabbed the rent. Okay, so anyways, the first time we were about to interview Macio, I asked you a question. I said, what does Macio want to talk about? And you said he wants to talk about style. So we don't have Macio here. He was so excited about this question, but we don't have Macio here. I want you, since you knew this about him, to run us through some of Macio's fits, because obviously you knew that the kid was fresh.
Wait. Macio wants to talk about fits, is what I just heard there.
Anyways.
He's a
dad joke guy. Anyways, King, let's run through some of Macio Teague's outfits so you can kind of walk us through, because you know the guy is clean. He's clean.
Hey, that's fire right there. The pants are fire. The shirt, the Kiss shirt, I really like. The hat, maybe you can leave that. But other than that, I think this fit is fire. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'll probably give this a solid 8.
Not a
This
fan
is
of the
getting an
hat.
8.
Look, I'm just saying, I would have gotten beaten up wearing that as a fat kid that played the violin in 6th grade. If I wear that exact outfit, bam, I'm getting beat up. I'm just
never
speaking
know.
truth here.
If you pulled out the graphic tee, I feel like kids would, that's respect right there, for sure.
Different eras,
Yeah,
Christine.
not
We
for
grew
sure.
up in different eras, all right?
Maybe not the pants. I feel like, King, you yourself are more of a suits guy. Would you ever rock the Flames shirt with the blue pants?
Man, I don't know. Like, I like the creativity here, but I don't know if I'd rock this. Me personally, nah, I probably would rock this. But I like the creativity here. I like what he did there with the button-down shirt, with the kind of like jogger tight pants going. I kind of like it. I mean, I wouldn't rate it as far as the last fit, but I kind of like it here. I mean, it's still clean though.
It looks like Bam Bam Bigelow. There's my 80s wrestling reference.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.